Charas. My business spans across several social endeavors. The one that gets me most passionate, it's a newspaper that I do that has just become the greatest and the biggest newspaper in my country, according to research and people and stuff like that.
And which country is that?
Mozambique.
Okay.
I come from Mozambique.
Yep.
So that's it.
And what kind of a newspaper is it?
Well, it's a very non-political, very centered and development-driven newspaper. The interesting component of it is that it's only been launched 2 years ago, and it's a free newspaper.
Yep.
And if you think 2 years ago, it was probably the worst possible moment in history to launch a newspaper, never mind free. But stunningly enough, we've done very well, according, against all expectations, and that's what we think is remarkable, is that we mix the business plan that hinders on development, on building people's trust and giving them a sense of direction in terms of access to information, and in reward that has come back to us because the sense of trust has made it that the whole business plan and the advertising component worked well. So it's something that I'm very passionate because it's part of a vision.
Yep.
It's part of a process. I mean, like we say, we created a newspaper to actually kill it at some point. We want to take people that do not have access to information today at all. To give you an idea, in my country, the cost of one newspaper, it's equivalent to 8 pieces of bread.
Wow.
Yeah. And just last week, the government increased the price of bread because the wheat price has gone up in the world, and we've had riots for 3 days where 13 people were killed. Just to give you a comparison.
Yep.
So newspaper and news and information is not on people's lives as a priority. But as you know, and as most people know, that's where we get most of our information and knowledge. That's what drives our sense of growth, our self. And so if you sit in a country like me and you're a young global leader and you meet with all these people, every time you go back you think, why am I at the bottom 10? You know, our country sits at the bottom 10 of every indicator. So you develop this passion and say, look, I will be nothing. I will never be this young global leader unless my country pulls up, grows with me, comes, unless I can carry every single individual's hope and expectation of that country into the global scenario. Otherwise, we're just going to be trailing, so it doesn't work. And that's what drives us. And, just to give you an idea, everybody that comes work for me gets what I call an induction, which is a 2-hour sense of vision. And ultimately, at the end of the day, at the end of 2 hours, they have to make a really tough decision. They're working for passion or they're not. Yeah, we do not employ people. You know, we bring in people that share the same sense of development and can carry on the process and the fight against underdevelopment, like we say, considering against all odds and considering whatever happens. And that's why we were able to build a really strong team, I think it's passion. I mean, every edition, every time we're on the streets, I'm passionate about what my team has produced, and it gets better and better and better, and we face the challenges like you can't imagine.
How do you share that passion with your team or with your employees?
Well, you know, it's very individual at the end of the day, and that's what I tell them. I said, look, at the end of the day, I'm giving you the glow, the vision, the 2 hours, so that you know what I'm pushing.